Easy now my peeps, I'm High Caliber Del and this is a legendary Bald Eagle showcase. For the first time ever, Epic Games have thrown a curveball into the mix with a limited edition, non-collection book weapon only available via the weekly store, but it doesn't come with fixed perks. Yep, that's right, unlike every other limited edition counterpart such as the Hydra, Gravedigger and Ralphie's Revenge, the Bald Eagle doesn't come with fixed perks, meaning you're entirely at the mercy of the RNG lottery. For some players this means they may land a dud, for others potentially a game-changing weapon, but however you look at it, the Bald Eagle is quite the beast, and even with mediocre perks it offers players something new and unique with devastating potential. So enough jibber jabber, hand cannon locked and loaded, let's dive in and see whether or not the Bald Eagle will make you want to spray your load all over that husk's face. Stats. With high base damage, a slow fire rate and impressive range, in every sense the Bald Eagle is not just a gap blood, she's a hand cannon. The most obvious comparables in the pistol category being the Judge and Falcon, but there are significant differences which set the Bald Eagle apart. Both the Falcon and Bald Eagle have identical crit rates and crit damage, but with the Bald Eagle falling one round short on ammo capacity. It does however have extended range, putting it on par with the majority of assault class weapons with a range of 4,096 Fortnites. Aesthetically speaking, the Falcon and Bald Eagle are basically the same gun, with both weapons giving a respectful hat tip to the infamous Desert Eagle .50. However, the Bald Eagle appears to sport a chrome finish and some additional venting towards its tip, suggesting there may be a need for extra cooling. And well, there is. Damn, this thing needs to be kept cool. The Bald Eagle out of the box has double the power of the Falcon and almost double the impact. To be frank, she's an absolute monster. Although the painfully slow fire rate puts DPS down. Well, at least on paper it does. The Judge hand cannon shares identical crit rate and crit damage stats at 10% and 75% respectively. In this instance, the Judge is down on ammo capacity by 1 round, and as per the Falcon, is slightly down on range. However, the fire rate on the Judge is up, with a reasonable 2 rounds per second, compared to the Bald Eagle's sluggish 0.8. But again, the Bald Eagle eclipses this hand cannon alternative's power, with a massive 50% damage and impact boost. Perks. So the perks are kind of arbitrary since yours could be completely different to mine. But it is worth noting what you're really looking out for to complement this gun. Because damage is so huge out of the box with this beast, this is the only perk you really want to see on this gun, since any increases are percentage based and thus will have the most significant effect. Despite the sluggish fire rate perks would be useless. Why? Well, because the innate fire rate is so low, any fire rate perks being percentage based would have little to no effect. Even a legendary 30% fire rate buff would go virtually unnoticed. Whereas even a small 10% damage perk would put the Bald Eagle's already enormous base damage to the next level, and with multiple damage perks or crit perks, the Bald Eagle moves into straight up beast mode. So what did I land? Well, not the best perks, but equally far from bad. Starting out with 15% damage to afflicted targets, on its own not a great perk, but with the addition of nature damage with affliction, this means an additional 15% damage is guaranteed on top of the 10% nature damage. 10% flat damage isn't going to set the world on fire, but given the enormous base damage of the Bald Eagle, this adds another significant heap of pain to the equation. Minus 30% recoil is kind of irrelevant, since this is such a slow fire rate gun. I already have plenty of time to readjust my aim between shots, so could have done without this perk, but hey, that's the RNG lottery. And finally, and most significantly, a 60% critical damage perk. When we already consider the 75% innate crit rate of the Bald Eagle, this gives the gun a huge power lift on crit shots, and that's before we've even considered the build perks. Builds. Without question, if you want to get the most out of your Bald Eagle, then you need to go with one of 2 builds, depending on your crit perks. For your main, it has to be a Ranger class Outlander, currently either Ranger Deadeye or Ranger Beetlejuice. In both instances, you'll be treated to a healthy 20% crit rate perk, 70% crit damage perk, and 24% flat damage perk for all pistols, putting the Bald Eagle's power into the stratosphere. And in support, use either another Ranger class Outlander for an additional 24% flat damage, or a Trailblaster Outlander for an additional 70% crit damage. In my case, with a legendary 60% crit damage perk and a healthy 30% crit rate, almost 1 in 3 shots are guaranteed an additional 275% crit damage with this build on an already hugely powerful gun. Things are about to get very spicy in the field. So stats and RNG lottery aside, how does this beast work in the field? Why would you want to use the Bald Eagle when clearly DPS is down to that of the Falcon and Judge? So what's the point in it? Well, in a nutshell, think of this as a sniper pistol, specifically aimed at downing tanky mist monsters, laser eyes and lobbers at range, where it's heavily reliant on landing headshots. Indeed, with a 2.5 times headshot multiplier, this puts the Bald Eagle 50% up on headshot power to that of the Judge, which is a 2 times multiplier, and 75% up on headshot power to the Falcon, which has a 1.75 times multiplier. Now, although the fire rate is somewhat sluggish by comparison to its hand cannon alternatives, since the Bald Eagle will stagger a target with virtually every single headshot, the sluggish fire rate is almost irrelevant. By the time you fired your load, landed a headshot, and waited for your staggered target to get back up again, you'll have had time to readjust your aim and land a follow-up shot. And this is what makes the Bald Eagle so special. It's a mist monster exterminating machine. Even without the legendary crit damage perk I managed to skillfully secure, with the recommended Outlander build, it will still provide monstrous single shot damage which is taken into the heavens on crit. With my particular rolls, on a crit, well, I could almost one-hit a laser eyes in an appropriately leveled 4-man team. But even solo, being able to 2 or 3 hit a laser eyes, Taker or Husky Husk make for a perfect secondary weapon. The Bald Eagle has essentially become my sniper option of choice for Outlander class games. Okay, so it doesn't have a scope and range is not up there with actual snipers, but when playing as an Outlander, given the class's face shift perk and dive in dive out style of play, it's just perfect as a secondary for taking out mist monsters at short to mid range. But to be clear, it's an awful wave clear option. It's just too slow and overpowered for killing low levels, and if that's what you're looking for in a pistol, then this is not a great choice. Although it's useful for picking off stragglers, during mob swarms or mini mob rushes, the Bald Eagle is fairly useless. But then, this isn't a one-fit gun, and it's not trying to be. The Bald Eagle is unashamedly a straight-up hand cannon, an action-breaking, short to mid-range mist monster slaying beast. And if that's what you're looking for to add to your artillery, then get grinding, get saving, and secure yourself a Bald Eagle before she's gone. You may land bad perks. Unfortunately, I can't help you with that. But then you may land god rolls, and if you do, without question, this is a game-changing Outlander class option which will see you landing some of the highest single shot damage possible in Fortnite. So there we have it, fam, the king of hand cannons. I have to say, although it may be considered a fairly niche shooter, for me, this is without question the best hand cannon in the game and one of my favourite weapons to come out of a Fortnite special event. But let me know how you've gotten on with this beast, and if you landed god rolls, be sure to post them in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to unleash a 50 caliber round into that like button and subscribe for more single shot to the head madness. And until next time, GG, well played, and laters fam, laters.